been a few months since I did an update video, so I will update you. For anybody who still watches this channel, most likely you care about what's going on. I think the last video, I might have mentioned that I'm board certified in infectious diseases. Since then, not all that much has happened that is in the professional area. The infectious disease physician I work with is on maternity leave, and she's not coming back till May or June. So there's not going to be a lot of changes to the way that we run our program. You know, I just noticed that I'm holding my phone on my steering wheel, and it probably is going to get pretty bumpy. I'm sorry if it's bumpy. So yeah, not a lot of changes to our program at work until she gets back. I am on a panel to make up some guidelines. It literally is in the very first stages, and I think we're working on some osteomyelitis guidelines. And there's going to be I have to go to a conference call about it next week, and we'll see where that goes. But we're hoping to create some living guidelines that will be updated more frequently than currently. For decades, guidelines, when they came out, they'd get updated like every 10-ish years, at least the ones that I'm thinking of. Some, like diabetes and HIV, get updated on a yearly basis. Others, like, for example, pneumonia, get updated after 10 plus years. So they want to move, with COVID, they've moved to having what are called living guidelines, where they get updated regularly. Kind of as something important comes out, they just go ahead and update a website that has the guidelines on it. So it can be a little bit more timely and up to date. And this guy, not the guy in front of me, somebody you can't see, that guy passing me on the right. And then, why did you speed up past me and then hit your brakes? I don't understand how people in Oklahoma drive, man. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh well. All right, so that's professional side. Home side, it's hard for home side, man. My kids are pretty much literal monsters, and I don't even have to go back a week to have news on what's going on with them. My son is going to school currently, and he's potty training, and he refuses to nap, and so he gets like super wild every night. Just kind of like runs off at the mouth, like he babbles and just makes all these noises because he has like so much. It's not even like he's so energetic. It's like he's so tired that he's doing everything possible to try and keep himself awake. And then my daughter on Sunday, which was Easter, on Easter morning, my daughter chipped her tooth. One of her, not the very front two teeth, but one of the next ones over. She was eating a bagel, and she managed to chip her tooth. And of course, it's Easter, so none of the dentist office are open, and we have to wait until the next day. My cousin is a dentist, though, so what happened was I took a picture of her tooth, messaged my cousin about it, and he said that it didn't look like it was deep enough for it to be like a major issue, and as if she wasn't in pain, which she screamed when it happened, but then she was fine after that. She was fine when I brushed her teeth. She was fine eating and drinking. He said, given all that, it's not something you have to go get addressed today. You can go the next day. So on Monday, went and took her to the dentist. Of course, the dentist that had the earliest availability, it was at noon, and my daughter goes down for a nap at 11:30. So right as she's supposed to be sleeping, let's go traumatize her at a dentist's office. But they took some x-rays. She actually did tremendously well. my wife just explained to her what was going to happen. My daughter is 18 months old. She has a speech delay, but she understands everything. And so, like, the lady came by with the x-ray film, and we needed her to just basically bite down on it and hold it in her teeth. And so we told her, you know, bite down on this like a cookie and then just hold it in your teeth. And then she did. And then they took the x-ray of her teeth, and it showed that the chip was just part of the enamel. It didn't go through to the dentin, which is the lower layer, and certainly not down to like the root or the nerve or anything like that. So the dentist said there's nothing that we need to do. It's not sharp, so it's not going to cut the inside of her mouth. It'll naturally round off over time, so we don't have to worry about, you know, shaving it down and shaping it, and just let it go. So we're like, okay, great. And then he said part of the thing that might have also been causing her some discomfort, because Sunday night on Easter, she did act a little bit unusual. Like, normally my daughter loves to go eat dinner and stuff. If she's doing something and you just say, hey, we've got your dinner, she'll come running. But on Easter, when we told her she had dinner, she wasn't at all interested in coming to eat. She was playing in the backyard, and she continued to play in the backyard for like a good 20 minutes before finally coming inside to eat. But she ate fine, like she didn't have any pain or anything. So he told us though that the tooth right next to it, which is the canine, was coming in. So she was teething on both sides with the canine, and that might have been contributing to some of her unusual behavior / mouth stuff. So that was fun. And then, this is the other fun part. So my mother-in-law, excuse me, my mother-in-law and father-in-law came down to visit on Tuesday, because we weren't able to go to their house on Easter because of this chipped tooth issue that we were working through. So they came by, visited with the kids, left them some presents, and then they went home. But the next day they had to come back because my sister-in-law was getting her second COVID vaccine. And so my mother-in-law drove her down to get the shot, and they had agreed to take my daughter for the next 2 days. Overnight, you know, just keep her over there to give us a break from her, and of course for them to have some time with her. So on Wednesday, you know, they've been visiting all the afternoon. My son gets home from school, and then when it's time for them to leave, they pack up all the bags and they take my daughter out and put her in the car seat. And my son, who just loves going to grandma's house, starts putting on this brave face for her, saying, you know, he's got like this smile, but you can see in his eyes that he's crying. And he's just like, bye, sister, have a good time. Hey, grandma's house. And he just breaks down into tears, and it was so moving, it's so heartrending to see him break down like that. And then he proceeded to cry for like a good 45 minutes to an hour because he wasn't going to grandma's house. So my wife gave him a yes day. For the rest of the night, basically anything he wanted, he got. So they went to the store, and he bought a Ryan's World vending machine toy. He wanted to get like an Everest Paw Patrol toy, but they didn't have any, and so then he got this vending machine thing. It's as big as he is. And then they stayed up late playing. He stayed up late playing. He normally goes to bed at 7. He wasn't in bed until like 8:30, and then he got to sleep in mommy's bed instead of his own bed. So my wife went and slept with him because, you know, that's just what he wanted, and he slept very well. Apparently he's a pain in the butt to get to sleep. He hates falling asleep, and he fights it every step, but once he falls asleep, he sleeps like a rock, which is great. So, yeah. And then the next day, which was Thursday, yesterday, he was fine. He went to school. He had a great day. he helped me drop off some food at my ID physician's house because they're out on, like I said, maternity leave. And then they're definitely not getting any sleep. And we got dinner, and he had a fun night again, and he got to sleep with mommy again. My wife loves sleeping with the kids. It's not usually feasible. They're too rambunctious, and if they would just lie down in bed and watch like the tablet that he has some Amazon children's tablet where he can play some games and watch some videos before bed, and then it turns off automatically at a certain time, which we have to keep adjusting because of delays in going to bed. Like, it's supposed to be in bed at 7, tablet turns off at 7:30, but today we didn't get into bed until 7:30, so let's adjust it so it turns off at 8, etc., etc. And then now we're at today. And last night, because my daughter wasn't there and my wife was putting my son to sleep, I actually recorded a video on Stroville's channel. It is not my it's not my best work. It's me mostly reading my Twitter thread about an idea for a campaign that I'm working on, which is Giants versus Dragons. The descendants of giants and the descendants of dragons are adventuring in the borderlands surrounding the blood wastes, and then the wastes themselves are this shifting, changing landscape born from the mixing of the giant and dragon blood during the Great War. And I'm actually, multiple times, if you go and watch Stroville's channel, there's all this talk about, well, I'm working on this campaign, I'm working on this campaign. This one's like actually getting put down on paper kind of stuff. It's moved beyond the idea phase and is onto actual physical pieces of paper at this point. And once my kids are a little bit older and more well behaved and I have some time, my intention is to run this game online, or if it takes longer than that, I certainly don't want it to be post-COVID before I'm able to actually start playing this, but that's the intention. All right, so I'm on my way to work. I'm almost to work, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.